original, no carbon copy, fell from heaven, moving godly. Let's talk about it, over cocktails, we'll call it. Kicking flavors, sitting pretty, talking confident, not cocky. Let's talk about it, over cocktails, we'll call it. Am I sorry that I'm tardy to the party? No, not hardly. Made a quick pit stop, had a cocktail, we'll call it. Let's talk about it, let's talk about it, let's talk about it, over cocktails, we'll call it. Let's talk about it, how you cocktails, we'll call it. That's how you feel. Let's talk about it, how you cocktails, we'll call it. Tell them why you mad. Let's talk about it, how you feel. Let's talk about it, why you stressed. Tell them why you mad. Tell them why you happy. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them how you feel. Get it off your chest. Get it off your mind.
Welcome to the show, Brian. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you for having me, man. Thank you.
Yes. So tell us a little about yourself.
Again, my name is Brian Joubert, a.k.a. RichBoi.
Yes.
I'm the owner and founder of LB Tax and Business Advisors.
Yes.
I also have, and I'm 27 years in the game in the tax business.
Okay.
Specialize in business taxes, in real estate and real estate agents.
Oh, wow. With real estate taxes as well?
Well, real estate, just if you're an investor and you're buying property,
Okay.
Those type, really just positioning you right so you'll be able to purchase.
Oh, I understand. You are such a wealth of just information. It's just all the financial needs and
Yes.
just wrapped up in a bundle.
Yeah, we missing all of this, man.
We
so
are.
That's where I am.
So let's talk about some of the best business practices when claiming your taxes, both business and personal. So we'll start with business. What is a best business practice as it relates to filing your business tax?
Well, the first thing is have a business.
Do people actually try to file business taxes without a business?
No, they don't have a business. But that's the thing is you got to have a loophole because
Yes.
what happens is now and what I tell people all the time, rich and successful people don't always have a business to make money.
Right.
Sometimes they have a business to save money.
Okay, that's
And
fair.
and that's a strategy that we got to understand that even if I'm using, and I'm using, like everybody have a cell phone.
Right.
They have a car, they eat, they have a home office. They do all of those things every day anyway.
Right.
If you have no business, you get no benefit from it. So now if I create a business, my cell phone becomes a write-off.
Yeah.
My lunches, my dinners can become write-offs.
Everything.
My travel could become write-offs.
Right.
So my home office that I'm always bragging about can be a write-off. So now I have all of these things I can benefit from, which pays for itself. And see, the beautiful part about it is that once you learn how to get that part established, and now you start getting into a LLC,
Right.
and with that LLC, understanding the S corp election,
Right.
understanding that game. That's the game. When we talk about and we hear about all these people who make millions and billions and don't pay taxes,
Right.
a lot of it is they're running through their corporation.
Wow.
And so that's the loophole.
So how much should a person pay themselves? Because we spoke about this off camera, that people are typically not paying themselves enough, so they're not able to get adequate business credit.
Well, it all depends on your lifestyle. You don't have to pay yourself a lot if your business is showing income. Our problem is we don't show income. We write off everything because we don't want to pay none. But it's one of those, you got to give something to get
Give
something.
something.
What I do is I show you how to give a very little.
Oh,
So you give a little to get a lot. And that's the game.
that's my game right
Yeah,
there, okay?
that's the game. So yeah, you got to give them something, and paying yourself is not that big of a deal. You got to, if you get your credit in place.
Right.
So if I can show business income and I have A1 credit, people looking for me to give me money.
Right, I've heard that before.
Yeah, and I talk about this on IG all the time. Like
Yeah.
I'm partnering with the Black-owned bank, Unity National Bank now.
Oh, I just saw that.
Yeah, and so I just refinanced my building with them. They're like, how much more you need?
Oh my
And
God.
so they want to give money out. So when you position yourself and you're fundable, this is why understanding the whole business part is so important. Now on the personal side, they cut a lot of stuff out. When Trump got in office, Trump is about business.
Right.
They put a lot of stuff to help businesses in place,
Right.
but they cut a lot of stuff out
For the-
with personal people. So when
Right.
you used to work from home and you can write off all your home office expenses and all of
Yeah.
that stuff,
It
and
was like a portion of your house could be written off.
if you
If.
have a business.
Right.
The personal side, you can't do it no more.
Okay.
They cut all of that out. If you had a job and you had to go run errands, you pay for your own parking, you pay for your own cell, and you had to do all this for the job, you can
Right.
write that off. Now you can't do anything with that. So a lot of it has changed. Only 12 to 15% of people claim their house now. because under that new tax law, they gave you what they call a bigger standard deduction. So with the standard deduction now, if you're head of household, you're going to get about $20,800 the government's going to give you. But if your interest on your house, your property taxes, your state taxes you pay, charitable contributions don't come to $20,000,
then you lose it.
then you take what the government gives you. So you got a whole house out there and can't use it.
Wow, you have to make your assets work for you.
And so you got to understand that. So you got to play the withholdings game, which is jamming everybody up
tell
now.
me, we talked about that. So let's
It's
talk about
jamming
the
everybody
withholdings.
up now.
Because I promise you this, I looked at how much I paid in taxes last year, and it was somebody's salary. And I was like, I got a problem with this. Now, I have a tax lady, shout out to Miss Parker. I love her so much, but I get audited every year now. And I need to understand why I started at such a great number as far as what I'm getting back. But then when I finally get my deposit from the IRS, it's such a significant number. So it starts like this with all my deductions and everything else. And then it's like this.
All right. But do you have a tax strategist?
I don't know. A strategy
It's a
seems like the
difference.
IRS is strategizing on me.
It's a I say I'm a tax strategist or a tax professional. It's a difference between a tax preparer and a tax professional. Preparer is going to get your information, put it in the system, and say, this is what the computer said you're going to get back.
Oh, no, she's
or
a
this is what you're
preparer.
going to owe.
She
so
writes
when you have a
everything out.
professional, they're going to basically give you strategies.
Okay.
And they're going to say, this is what you should be doing. This is what you could be doing. This is what you need to be doing.
That's what I need, that part, that last part.
That's what you basically need.
Because I
what
don't
happens
understand.
is we got to start adulting. Like we still be on some stuff
I'm
when we
ready.
had a W-2 and a child care. And we still using the same person because we want to be loyal. Well, nah, that's my A1. Your A1 killing your finances though.
So let's talk about the A1, the dependents and all that fun stuff. We're going to get back to the exemptions because I need to understand that.
Okay.
Because I'm terrified to go exempt because I just feel like
Please don't, unless you have a plan.
to do it for 2 months.
You can't do it. Because see, the W-4 is so confusing now. You think you're doing it for 2 months and you're going to put it back. And you're going to put it back and you basically going to be exempt for the rest of the year. If you
I
looked
think
at
that
it
happened
lately.
to me because my tax lady said, why did you not pay taxes last year? It wasn't this year, it was the year before.
Yeah.
And I said, what do you mean? She said, you paid like $1,500 in taxes.
I see it every day.
And I said, I don't know. So she had to do some magic. And I didn't owe. And I haven't been, I've been owing, but I still been getting something back. You probably know what's going on.
Now I'm just saying, all magic,
All magic ain't good magic.
all magic ain't good, man. They got evil wizards too.
Oh my God.
They got
Please don't let me have one.
Yeah.
So if a person wants to go exempt, okay, so listen, this is good. So if you guys want to go exempt, how long should you go? You know you got this big commission check coming. You got this big bonus check or whatever the case is, and you want to go exempt.
I'm exempt until September.
You have to get him together because he's going to end up owing double time. So how long do you go exempt? If you know that you got this big payout coming, how long do you go? When do you go exempt? And then how long do you go for exempt?
All right. Well, the first answer to that, when do you go exempt, is never.
Damn, you owe.
The second part of that is how long do you go is never ever. And the reason why I say that is because the W-4, have you looked at that W-4 lately?
It's very
Have
confusing.
any of y'all looked at the W-4
Yes,
lately?
it's very confusing.
It's not a 1, 2, 3, 4 like it used to be, where you could say, you know what, I'm going to claim 9 for my bonus, and then I'm going to switch it back to 1.
Right.
It's more of a worksheet.
It is. You got to add A and B,
Yeah.
subtract D and C.
Exactly.
I'm
And
like, just
if
do
you-
it for me.
If you have this dependent or you had that. But see, the thing is, tax professionals, the HR departments, nobody really understands it. So, what I
not
do is
for
I
us to
teach you a
understand.
different strategy on how to do it. But normally it's after the fact. Like if you came to me and you said, I didn't have no taxes taken out, then I'm going to show you what you have to do. And it's going to probably be one step on that form because trying to fill it out is going to be too confusing. So this is why I tell you, don't do the whole, I can go exempt for 6 months and then for 6 months I can go zero. It ain't no more zeros. So it ain't built like that no more. So this is why people are owing so much more now because you think you're going back and you fill it out because you went exempt. And now you think you're going to fill it out where they're going to take out the most.
And you're
And it's
not.
still taking out zero. I had a
Also,
yeah.
once you go exempt, sometimes you can be exempt.
Well, yeah, because if you don't fill the form back out right, you think they're taking taxes and they still not.
So what if they want to, okay, so what if you're my tax preparer specialist, consultant, and all the other marks, right? What if I say, hey, because I have to have my sneaky voice on, right? Because I want to go to exempt. So I'm like, hey, I want to go exempt. Brian, can you help me out? What do I need to do? So do I bring the paperwork to you and you help that person fill it out?
I can, but we would probably walk it through, because normally it's online now.
Yes,
so I'll kind of show you what you need to put in these different boxes.
Yeah.
And then what you need to put, on the second page if need be.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't, and I'm not going to say don't do exempt.
Yeah.
Because again, it can be certain situations. I have a client that he makes about $90,000. He pays no taxes. But
he likes to
he
get
has
his
a
money
business
up front.
that his business shows 100,000 in losses. So with that,
So he's
his
only making
business,
$10,000?
but his business losses is going to eliminate the 90,000 on his W-2.
Negative. Oh, I see.
So now he don't pay no taxes on his W-2 income, but he don't owe the government nothing, and they don't give him nothing back because he kept all his money throughout the year.
Did you show him how to do that?
No, actually, know what? He came to me with it.
Look at that brother. Look,
Yeah, he came to me with it, but
brother.
I don't knock people. I get people who say, "Know what? I'm not letting them take. I'll pay my taxes at the end of the year.
That's what
I'll
I
let
knew
my
somebody.
business offset some of it,
Yeah.
and then I'll pay them with what I owe." And that's the strategy. But that's why I tell you got to have a side hustle or a business or something.
So it can offset
Because
the
even if you
negative.
didn't, even if you had to pay something, it's not going to be as much as if you was just to let them take it out
Yeah.
with the rate they want to take it out.
Right. It's kind of like the lady, like the 80%. She made all this money and then she was loyal to the process and they took majority of or 80% of what she really was going to get and she just got the pennies.
Yeah.
Right. You just explained it. Did I say it right?
But that's the government because they don't care when people say, "Well, how am I supposed to live?" The government don't give a damn.
They don't give a damn.
They
Work, don't
give a
work,
damn. Like,
work,
yeah,
don't work.
that ain't their problem. How you got to live? Like, let us get ours.
Okay, so that's interesting. So let's just say you have a client and they want to come in for service and they need you to help them with certain items throughout the year. Do you charge them individually or is it a yearly or how does that work
No,
typically?
I beg people to talk to me throughout the year.
Oh my God.
I don't
can't
charge-
Even get my tax lady on the phone.
Yeah, I'm not going to charge you to get you right because that's less headaches for me.
Yes.
If I can teach you throughout the year to get this together, that together, when you come to me, is basically, I don't like working.
Me neither.
So
give me some.
so my thing is, I'm going to teach you throughout the year if you come to me.
Right.
I do solicit and tell people to come. I don't get enough people as I want to,
Right.
but I love the people who do. I recommend that. And when you talk about some of the things you can do, tax planning.
Okay.
Talk to your people before tax season.
Right.
People, December is not tax planning. Okay? You cannot wait till December to say, "Well, what should I do?"
Wait, for
Like,
the next
pray
year
now.
or for that year?
Pray at this point.
You're past the 15th.
Yeah, because December ain't nothing. It don't matter what you change in December because you only got 1 month. So this is why I tell you, like after April 15th, check and see these 4 months if I'm on the right track. Look at your check stub. Look to see if you're having taxes taken out. And I would say at least 10%.
Okay.
Make sure you're having taxes taken out at least 10%. 10% really is not good, but we use that as a barometer to say, all right, at least you here. You might need to go up to 15. But if you under 10, you got enough time to start making adjustments now.
Right.
So at the end of the year, you're not jammed up. So you can't come to me and say December what I need to do because it's too late. We don't have enough time to get unjammed.
So tell me this. Let's talk about those S corps.
Okay.
So if a person has an LLC, what's the difference between having an LLC and an S corp?
Well, the LLC basically is a limited liability company. And with the LLC, you register with the Secretary of State. And when you register with the Secretary of State, now what you do is you detach yourself away from your business. So now you're not personally liable for anything that happens in your business.
Okay.
Because see, you have the sole proprietor.
Right.
The sole proprietor means I'm just starting a business. I'm using my social. I may be using my name. And it's just me doing this business. But what happens is if somebody sue me, if somebody sue the business, they're suing me.
Yes, that's what the LLC is. You're suing the business.
Well, then, yeah, you're suing the business.
Okay.
So the sole proprietor means I ain't registered with the state. The other part of that is if you start to show money, you pay double taxes.
With an LLC?
Well, I'm going to get to that.
Oh, with the
But on the sole
S-corp.
proprietor.
Oh,
So
S-corp.
that's when I'm just a business. I'm just doing it. And this is a lot of barbers, contractors, stylists. You know, they sole proprietors.
Okay.
So if you start to show money, you end up paying double taxes. So what happens is when you get the LLC now, I detach myself away from the business. So now if somebody sue the business, they're suing the business and not me personally. So that's the benefit. But nobody ever tells anybody about the tax consequences.
Oh.
Because see, even with a single member LLC, you still have to pay the double taxes. You just get the liability part of it.
Right. Oh, wow.
So what you do is you do what we call an election to be taxed as an S corp.
Okay.
And so you'll hear different people say, well, you got it. Once you make 50,000, once you make 70, once you make 100, then you become a S corp. But the thing about it is you're not becoming an S corp. You're an LLC that's doing an election to be taxed as an S corp, because the S corp is going to give you the best tax break.
Oh, okay. And the
see-
tax person would only know that.
Now, some people do their research, but tax people ain't telling people this.
Right.
Because I specialize in business and I basically been doing this for so long, I know the loopholes. I know the certain things. So even as a partnership LLC, it's loopholes and things that you can know. You'll get hit with the double tax, but if you savvy and you know certain things, then you can still help a person out.
Right.
You know, but again, this is where your tax strategist will be able to tell you this, because once you get to that point where you start filing as an S corp, you know, for the most part, you're going to have what they call a flow-through corporation. That means if the business make $1 million, the business pays 0 taxes.
Tell me about that part.
Because the business does not pay taxes. S corp, a business does not pay taxes. It flows through to your personal on what we call a K1. But your personal taxes is the lowest tax rate that you could be taxed on.
Okay. Wow.
And you don't pay double taxes like you would do as a single member LLC or a sole proprietor. So what it does is creates leverage. The one thing I try to get black folks to understand in the financial world is leverage.
Okay.
See, if you got tax leverage, meaning if I'm showing money with my business, if somebody showed me how to show a bunch of money and not have to pay a bunch of taxes, that's leverage. Because you know why? Now I can go and say my business is making this much.
Right.
If I have good credit, that's leverage. Because I can go to the bank, the financial institution, the lenders, and say my business is making this much money. I can be a guarantor the first go round because I got great credit. Give me $75,000 line of credit.
Yes.
They're in the business of making money. They want to give you that money.
It to you. Yeah. They just want to make sure that you can pay it back.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And so this is where the leverage is, because if I got business income, but I'm paying minimal taxes on it, I can win with that all day. But any other way, you're paying double taxes. So your first response when you say, Brian, I want to show 80,000, I'm trying to get a line of credit, I want to get a loan, I want to refinance, I want to do that. And I say on 80,000, this is how much you pay. Your first response is, hell nah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pay that.
You know what? You said refinance. I want to talk about that. So let's talk about the housing aspect of business that you handle. So what aspect of business do you handle from the housing market? So real estate?
Nothing, just buying them.
So you just purchased. He says I
Yeah,
don't do all
and
that
just
little
doing
stuff.
taxes. I don't do nothing with real estate.
Okay.
I work with, when I say real estate, I work with real estate agents. I work with investors.
Investors.
You know, so I work with people in the real estate industry to help them get in position to buy property, buy land, you know,
So if there's one thing that you wish that you can get across, like a message that you can get across to people that look like us as it relates to business, what would it be?
One thing?
Maybe two. Okay.
Get your taxes straight for one.
Okay.
And then start investing early. Understand the investment game. You know, one of the reasons why I got so far, probably past most people, I started in my 20s. Didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I was going to eventually be 50. So it was like, let me start putting this aside. And as I started learning the game, my money started compounding. You know, so when we learn those words, compound interest and, you know, doing those type of things, and now you're in a position to make money while people say while you sleep. I say while I'm on the beach.
Ooh,
You know,
I like
and
that
so
one better.
that's the key is making your money. Because see, if we got a 2-income household and you say, well, no, I'm not married. No, you and your money making money. So we got a 2-income household. You don't have to have a spouse to have a 2-income household.
Whoa.
So if me and my spouse making money, that means I can go on a trip and somebody's still working. So we got to learn how to make our money make money.
Yes.
You know, and it's a bunch of different ways to do so. When I say a bunch, it's regular, it's stocks, it's mutuals, it's
Right.
regular investing. You got life insurance policies and have a little bit of all of that. I have a lot of all of that, you know, and then I would say probably lastly, ownership.
I know that's right.
You got to own something. Like, it's a beautiful thing. I went and looked at another building today, a commercial building. That's where we build true wealth.
Right.
That's where we build true wealth. Ownership is the key to wealth. You know, when you start having that and it start accumulating, then it's hard to lose.
Right.
You know, and the thing is that we start talking about legacy. We use the word generational wealth in our community a lot.
So loosely.
And people don't really understand generational wealth. Generational wealth means my daughter gonna
Right.
have that same money and they can't blow it if they try.
Right.
If they try, that's generational wealth. You can't leave your job to nobody. You can't leave your
That
job.
job gonna have you replaced.
Exactly. Right away. Oh, I'm so
Right.
sorry. They at the funeral recruiting.
Right.
You know, they at the funeral recruit people.
That is so. Wow.
Yeah, you know, and so we got to understand those three things. And just think about it. If you sit back and think about it, you don't even think tonight, go home and you say, damn, if I get my taxes right,
Right.
I start finding ways to make my money make money, and I buy a rental property, land, a
Right.
building or something, how can I lose?
You know, it's so funny that you say this because I right now, just a little bit of my own business. I'm in the process of either wanting to buy another property, another home, or to renovate my home. And so I'm really thinking long and hard about it, and it's such a difficult decision because obviously we like nice stuff. Okay, people, we just love people that look like us. We just love nice things, but I think about the generational wealth aspect of it. And I'm just like, well, I have all this equity. Maybe I can take this equity and buy something else. And then I can have this pay for that and really get what I want. Or do I want the now? And I feel like oftentimes we kind of suffer in regards to the now. We want the G-Wagon now. We want the house that's got all the bay windows and all the whatever, the veranda, whatnot. But it's like, or I can just take that equity and go buy something else and then get even a bigger in a couple years, or do this or that. And I'm fighting with it because I'm being whole black right now.
Well, hopefully I can help you because we in ourselves into poverty as black folks.
Yes.
We now and nice things ourselves into poverty. See, and because we want that thing and we do it at any cost.
At any cost.
But what happens is we have no quality of life. So people ask why we have more mental illness, stress, all those things right now. Is because we're basically buying stuff. And what happens is now we become a slave to stuff. So we have no peace now because I'm miserable at this job, but I can't quit.
Right. Because I got
Stuff. I got non-depreciating assets. And so I'm losing. I'm looking good. I see this all day. I'm looking good.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm hurting because financially I have nothing in place. And the biggest thing right now that I'm fighting against is with my older people and talk because it's hurt me to see more 65 to 70, 75-year-olds have no retirement plan in sight. They can't stop working.
At all.
Because
Even if they wanted
they have
to.
no more 401ks. They working full-time jobs now at 70 years old. I don't get up before 9.
Me neither.
I couldn't even imagine being 75, getting up at 6:30 to be at somebody's job, to be talked
To be
about
told
with
what to
them little
do.
young people. You know, so I couldn't even imagine it. You know, but the smart thing to do is you got to sacrifice all that because know what's attractive to people?
What?
That blue water. That blue water. So like, I guarantee you, if you had an average car and an average house, but you was always living your destined life,
I would be much happier.
you would be more happier, but you would still be as celebrated.
And so
Because
that's
people admire freedom.
Freedom is,
Right now, what people admire is freedom. So when you have financial and mental freedom, people going to admire that more than they would that car you trying to get, that G-Wagon.
And that's so interesting because I've been driving the same car for the past 10 years. And it's a nice car. I like it. No car payment, no nothing. And I'm just like, gosh, I get in these new cars and it feels good. The seats is all perforated and it's nice and everything's lighting up and warm. And I think, gosh, I don't want that $1,200 car payment.
Yeah, but I'm not against it if you're in a position to do it.
So I will, at the very least, buy a new car under my business.
Yeah, but you're
so
still going to have that.
You're
You're still going to have the note, though.
I'll still have the note, but I got to make sure the business is fueling the money to pay for the note.
Yeah,
and I can also write it off.
And that's the thing is, what I always told people, you got to be able to make enough money to where if you had I couldn't even imagine a $1,200 car note anyway.
Oh, they got them.
Yeah, and I know they got them, but I always put so much on a car to where my notes are really low.
Right.
But even with that, it's like, who are you doing this for?
Right.
Like to say, you looking good in your nice car, you feel, because see, that nice car is going to become an old car again.
Right.
And you're going to create that same cycle. But then what you're going to do is you're saying, I got $100,000 equity in my house. But now you can't get the $100,000 equity in the house because your debt to income ratio
is
messed up. So now you got a built-in loan.
Yeah.
Because see, this is the other thing that we don't do as black people. We brag about this equity. This is leverage.
Yes.
This is why your credit and everything is so important, because there's people who have $200,000 worth of equity in their house and can't get it because their credit is shot.
Yeah.
You holding my money hostage.
Because I wanted the G-Wagon.
I can't get it. But see, this is the beautiful thing about it is money that you pull from your house is not taxed. That means if I pull $75,000 of that, I get it tax free. Now I can go buy a rental property with that same money, use the rental property income and buy the new car off that. So now my asset is paying for my liability.
Oof.
And I ain't losing no money.
That was deep.
I ain't losing no money. I done got a $75,000 tax-free loan. And
when I tell you,
renovate the house.
No, I'm actually thinking more along the lines of, because I got that 2.8. I'm one of those people that got the golden handcuffs too. So I'm looking at all of this like I've got pawns on the table. Mm-hmm. But when I tell you the wants and the needs start kicking in and, I need this and I want that, but I've been able to sustain that for so long, I've just gotten to a point where I'm just like, okay, I got to make a move. Either I got to buy something big, but I'm really thinking now, so much more now over the last couple weeks, that I think I will have to reinvest it in property for the generational wealth.
But my thing is why? I ask everybody to ask why. When they say they want these things, why?
Well, it's not necessarily for me. It's for my legacy, for my daughter. So I want to make, what?
No.
Why?
No. Because if you're telling me you buying a personal house, very seldom is a personal house a legacy builder.
So tell me why it wouldn't be.
It could be.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be. Don't get me wrong, but it very seldom do we ever pass down our personal house to our children because they don't want it.
So
they want their own new house.
Because I talked about that with my accountant and I said the reason why, because she asked me the same thing. And I said the reason why is because of that reason. There is no generational wealth. People will get these houses. For example, I'm from LA. The houses are super expensive. Mm-hmm. I have family that own duplexes, homes. They gave them to their kids and lost them because they didn't know what to do with it. They just squandered all the, any equity that was in it. They just took it all out. They didn't take care of the property and they lost it. And so for me, the way that I think of it is, I want to leave this property. If my daughter doesn't want to live there, that's fine. But at the very least, she can draw money from it. She can live there, or she can always have a place to make money off of. So that's my thought process with it.
And that's not a bad thought process, but I always ask you, generational teaching is better than generational wealth.
Okay.
Because what happens is if I give them generational wealth, but I give them no generational teaching,
it's just as good as gone.
That's why it's going to be squandered.
Right.
So if I give them knowledge, I don't have to worry about them getting wealth because
Right.
they'll get their own, but they'll manage what I leave.
Right, right,
You know,
right.
and so that's the thing is that if you do have that mindset, she got to understand what this means. So she has to start being educated in that sense. She's got to start basically getting her mind fulfilled. And may not always be through you, because I always say the parent can't show what the parent don't know. So
Okay,
again,
that's true.
this is why you get them on YouTubes or following certain people, following me, calling me. I beg people, give me your child. Give me
call you
your
at the beach.
child. Like if you getting out of school,
Yeah.
I got enough businesses where I can get them a job so they can resume build. Because this is what them other folks do. They give their people jobs to
That's
start
what we're
resume
talking
building.
about. Yeah.
You know, but I'm not only going to teach you how to work a job, I'm going to teach you business. I'm going to teach you while you
Yes.
work it. You ain't going nobody corporate a job in corporate America that's going to show you
Right.
how to advance from their job.
Right. Right.
And this is what we have to do. So this is why understanding all these processes and ownership is so important.
Right.
Like T.D. Jakes said, we got to stop basically being fulfilled with one-man operations. We'll never change the dynamics of our community until we start hiring people and building our businesses to those levels. And I'm a firm believer of that, but positioning is so important, and understanding your LLCs, your S Corps, your ownerships,
Yep.
your credit, getting all these things in place so you can be able to compete.
Right.
Because if we keep starting from zero, every generation starts from zero, this is why we can never catch
Nothing
nobody.
from nothing
Because
equals
see,
nothing.
the whites, the Asians, the Indians, all of those people,
Right.
they're leaving grandfather funds, grandmother funds, parent funds.
Yeah.
They leaving life insurance policies, college funds, all these. So again, it may take us 5 to 10 years to build a business up. But if somebody then left their child $100,000 to start a business with, and it takes my child 5 to 10 years, they got a 5 to 10 year head start. How will our generation ever catch those individuals?
Right.
They can't with somebody with a 5-year head start.
That's true.
So this is why right now, you know, you're probably in your late 20s.
Well, how did you know?
And so at some point, we got to start adulting
Right.
and say, you know what? I would like that, but the way my finances built,
Yeah.
I don't need that right now. Let me start putting some money into cash value life insurance for my
Yeah.
daughter.
Right. Yep.
You know, or even for myself. And if I don't live to see it, it can go to her.
Right.
We have to start adulting. We have to start letting some of those things go. You know, and a lot of it, we may have lived our glory days. They may have passed us.
Right.
Like I wanted that G-Wagon, but at this point, it don't make sense.
Yeah.
Because it's no salvation in struggle.
Not
It's no
none.
salvation in struggle. So we think it's a badge of honor in our neighborhood. Well, I'm surviving.
No.
You know, like how long you've been surviving for 25 years. At what point do you want to strive? You know, that's like basically treading water. You're in the middle of the ocean. You ain't drowning. You just treading. You ain't moving nowhere.
Constantly.
That's going to get tiring.
Right.
And what happens is eventually, if I catch one cramp,
That's it.
I'm under.
You're done.
That's the same way your finances and business work. If you consistently struggling and you just staying on top and, you know, those type of things, then eventually one hiccup gonna change all of that. And it's because we're getting in life and we're making too many big decisions.
Yeah.
And our money don't line up with it. I'm not saying don't do it, because I may want my dream car, but I put myself in the position where it makes sense to where I'm not 55 years old, still struggling
Right.
because I got a car note. That don't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So,
So that, I mean, I really enjoyed this interview. I really did. And I have so many other questions and probably a consultation. But so without further ado, thank you so much for coming. Can you please let everybody know where they can find you? That's your camera.
all right. So definitely, I would say the first place is to follow me on IG under RichBoi, RichBoiJup1. And with that, all the events I do at the center, we do 2 to 3 events, networking events, different things every month. I post those so you can follow it through there, but also follow the RB Solution Center, the RB Solution Center. All my tax information, I normally post everything, and you know, lbtaxservice.com. If you have any questions, I welcome questions. Please call if you just have a question. And if I always say, if you have more than 2 questions and you have a tax person, then you might need to Never mind.
Hello.
You know.
Hello.
never mind.
I'll
Like,
say
we
it.
ain't gonna even.
It may be
Yeah.
time for you to move on. Okay.
Nah, but I thank you though. And
You're
I thank
welcome. I'm so happy you were able to join.
Yes.
I am Cocktails with Carly. You can find me on Instagram at Let's Talk Over Cocktails. That is a show page. You got
You say
something?
let's talk over cocktails, but we haven't even seen the black-owned liquor.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe
we
you
need
guys
to
are going to
sip.
let me miss it.
We need to sip the black-owned liquor.
So without further ado, so Quavo Honcho's team actually sent this over to us to test, to enjoy, to gallivant, sip, and everything in between. And so Brian's actually going to sit here and have a little sip. We are going to test this tonight. This is white cognac, and this is Honcho Quavo's new alcohol. It's his cognac. So we're going to try this.
Let's get it.
I'm going to give this one to you.
I ain't no cognac person, but they say if you drink cognac, you important. So.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, we're going to do it this way. Hold on. So we're just going to do a little tester. Don't wait for me, okay? Like I said, wait for me now. We're just jimmying this. You guys like the set tonight? We did
just
something a little
saying.
different.
The white cognac, y'all around here
Yes.
showing off.
Okay?
This work? How you do this?
Okay, so look at us. We got a whole...
What I'm supposed to be smelling?
So okay. So what we're gonna do
wanna
is
look
we're gonna
important.
wish it around a little bit. All right, let's smell it.
Why?
He said, "Why?" So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Oh yeah. Let me tell you. Quavo said, "Make it real strong." Okay, let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
This,
it's good. It's smooth.
It's really good, I will say. We get a raisin type of undertone here. I can taste the notes. I'm going to tell you right now, I would pair this with a Monte Cristo cigar. I don't smoke cigars often, but what I will say is with cognac, like you got to smoke a cigar. And it would be a Monte Cristo. You don't need a lot of it, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. You do not need a lot of it. But it's got some legs. I don't even know if cognac has legs, but this does. But it's really good. It's really good. I
would
like
recommend this to a cognac drinker.
You would?
Yes. I'm not a
Cheers.
cigar smoker. I'm a recovering sweet addict, or a Reese's peanut butter cup in this. Yeah, so.
You know what you could do? You could probably splash a little bit of Diet Coke just to kind of cut it a little bit so you can make it go a little longer. I would say maybe I don't want to interrupt the whole, cognac drinkers are like, what? No juice. But I don't even know why I would just throw a splash of cranberry juice in here. I think it'll kind of break it up a little bit, make it into like a little bit of a red snapper. It's good. It's strong. I ain't gonna hold you. It's strong. Okay. So shout out to the team. Thank you so much, Quavo's team, for shooting this bottle over to us. It's really good. Me and the team, we are gonna completely enjoy this and give you guys some more footage. But white cognac. Thank you so much, Quavo Honcho, and bossing us up. Again, I am Cocktails with Carly. You can find me on Instagram at Let's Talk Over Cocktails. And of course, my personal page, which is Cocktails with Carly _. And of course, like and subscribe on YouTube at Let's Talk Over Cocktails with Carly. Thank you so much for watching.
Let's talk about it. How you cocktails with Carly. That's how you feel. Let's talk about it. How you cocktails with Carly. Tell them why you mad. Let's talk about it. Tell them how you feel. Let's talk about it. Tell them why you stressed. Tell them why you mad. Tell them why you happy. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them why you blessed. Tell them how you